What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Commerce Combine. Have you ever wanted to write a book without using traditional publishers? Well, I'm about to help you solve that problem because I had that problem, and that's why I learned how to self-publish a book. So whether you want to self-publish a children's book, a comic book, a poetry book, or anything else, you're going to want to stay tuned for these self-publishing tips, and as always, smash that like button. Real quick, if you're wondering what is self-publishing, it basically means that you write a book and then you get it printed and sold by retailers like Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Now, who am I to talk about this? I'm someone who self-published 3 books in about a year, so I'm going to take you through the most important lessons I learned and how to self-publish a book for free on Amazon with Kindle Direct Publishing, also known as KDP. The reason I use Amazon KDP is because they do print-on-demand publishing and ebooks, and they give your book its own page on Amazon. Plus, you have the opportunity of getting your book on other websites like Barnes & Noble and Walmart. Now, print-on-demand publishing is an important word to know when self-publishing a book because it means that you only have to pay to print a copy when somebody orders a copy. And that's really beneficial for keeping your costs down because you don't have to store inventory. In fact, if you really wanted, you can self-publish your book for free on Amazon, assuming you want to handle the graphic design for the cover and edit the book. But if you can't do everything, which none of us can, then I'll take you step by step through self-publishing and give you some tips to keep the costs down. The first step is to create an account with Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing by going to kdp.amazon.com. From there, download a manuscript template and a book cover template from Amazon. These are very important because they ensure that your book prints correctly when people buy it. And there will be different size templates for the dimensions that you want for your book. For example, if you have less than 100 pages, you may want to try a 5x8 or a 6x9 size for your paperback because it will allow your book to be somewhat thick. So I'll put a link in the description below. Now, if you haven't started writing yet, I highly recommend trying out writing in different environments. For example, some people prefer to be in a closed space, like a bedroom or an office, so they can avoid distractions. Personally, I wrote the drafts for all 3 of my books from an iPhone. I downloaded the Google Docs app, and I just wrote whenever ideas came to me. I could have been walking through a grocery store, sitting on the couch. It really didn't matter, and that's how I felt most comfortable. Afterwards, I just copy-pasted everything into the manuscript from Amazon. Now, the minimum number of pages for a paperback book on Amazon is 24 pages, so you're going to have to prepare for some lengthy writing. My advice is to pick something you're an expert in, or something that you already write about, or something that you already talk a lot about with your friends. This makes it so much easier. Once you finish writing the book, you need to edit, and I recommend doing that first round of editing by yourself. From there, find an expert, and this is where we should start to talk about the costs and how to self-publish a book for free. My recommendation, if you want editing done for free or at a low cost, is to find the smartest person you know when it comes to the language that you're writing in. Even if they aren't perfect editors, they'll still help you make the book look better than if you were the only one taking care of the editing. Now, I was fortunate enough to know someone with a background in editing who needed the work for his portfolio, so I was able to get substantive editing on one of my books for $150, and he edited another one of my books for free. And you can use this same approach for graphic designers. If you're in college or high school, ask a teacher from a graphic design course or an English course if they can find students who are interested in doing the project for free. It would only take them 60 seconds out of the class to ask everyone who's interested in doing a project for free and adding it to your portfolio. But if none of that sounds like it'll work for you, there are plenty of freelancers online who charge small fees and others who charge higher fees. The best place to find these freelancers are on Upwork and Fiverr, so I'll put links in the descriptions below to both of those. In fact, I used a freelancer on Upwork who had an amazing portfolio, and he only charged me around $70 for one of my covers. And if you feel comfortable enough making your own book cover with an online tool, try the Cover Creator tool in Amazon KDP. It's fast and easy to use, plus it's free. I used it for one of my books. It turned out great. You'll find it inside Kindle Direct Publishing once you create an account. And one last thing, as if this isn't enough information on designing your book cover, try Canva. It's a free app that has tons of book cover templates. In fact, I used it for my ebook, and it became the best cover that I had for any of my books. So I'll put a link in the description below to Canva. Once your manuscript is edited and formatted within the margins of the template, save it as a PDF, sign into your KDP account, and upload the manuscript as part of the publishing process. One thing to note is that during the self-publishing process, you're going to need an ISBN number for your book. Now, there are two options. One option is for Amazon to give you an ISBN number, and the other is for you to buy an ISBN number from one of the companies that Amazon recommends. I've done both at different times. It cost me around $100 to buy an ISBN for one of my books, and on a different one, I just used a free ISBN from Amazon. To put it very simply, the difference is that buying an ISBN allows you the right to sell your book outside of Amazon. But when you take a free ISBN from Amazon, you forfeit the right to sell it at some retailers outside of Amazon and their partners. Once everything is approved, your book will be published on Amazon. Typically, it takes about 72 hours for that approval. Now I'm going to show you the process in Kindle Direct Publishing so you see how to self-publish your book on Amazon. You can start out by going to kdp.amazon.com, creating your account or signing in if you already have an account. Once you do that, you're going to end up here in Kindle Direct Publishing. You're going to go to your bookshelf. This is where all your books will be stored and where you can create new books. So right down here, you'll see create a new title, and this is where you can either add a Kindle ebook or a paperback. Down here, you can see my 3 books, and for this video, I'm just going to edit one that I already have so that you can see all the fields filled in already. Down here, you're going to put in your language. You're going to put in the title of your book and the subtitle, and this is important. Make sure that you enter your title as it appears on the book cover, okay? So you don't want any differences there. If your book is part of a series, you can enter that information here, but if it's not, that's okay. This is an optional field. From there, you can also enter the edition number. Again, that's an optional field. Author, make sure you have your full name in here, exactly how you want it to appear when people are looking at your book on Amazon and on other websites where it's being sold. Also, if you have any other contributors, you can add that here. You can add another author, an editor, any of these other things, narrators, photographers. There's plenty of options in there. From there, you're going to write your description, and they give you plenty of characters in here. Use this field. I mean, really fill it in. I probably could have a longer description here. I mean, you don't need to make it so long that people are reading a book, right? But you do want it to be valuable, and the more words that are in there that are really related to the book and to your audience, the more likely it's going to be to show up in search results. Okay, so without making it too, if you make it too short, then you run the risk of losing out on that search engine optimization, on showing up in search results when people search relevant words and phrases related to your book. But if you have enough words in here, if you have enough content in here that's all related to your book, to your audience, it's going to increase your chances of showing up in search results. And that's what you really want, because that's what's going to help you drive sales. From there, you can go into your publishing rights. And so if this is a public domain work, you do have to specify that here. Otherwise, if this is all your own work and you own the copyright here, you wrote this book, you have all the rights, you can just leave that selected on the default there. Here is where you can enter keywords. Again, these are things that are going to help your book show up in search results. And so you can enter up to 7 keywords. These are all words and phrases related to your book, related to your audience. Don't use words or phrases that are already used in the title or the subtitle of your book. Those may not be approved by Amazon, which will hold up your whole book launch. So make sure these are other words and phrases that aren't in the title of your book. From there, you're going to choose the categories. You'll see in here I chose nonfiction, business and economics, and you have 2 categories that you can enter. So I went into marketing, general, and then e-commerce, internet marketing. So
I hit people who are looking for marketing and people who are looking for internet marketing. And there are plenty of categories in here. You just click this button and it will give you plenty of different options. From there, another optional section, if you're writing a children's book, you can choose the different ages, the minimum age, the max age that you want to be shown this book, or who it's for, I should say. You can choose the grade ranges, right? If you're writing this book specifically for high schoolers, then you might choose a minimum of 9th grade and a maximum of 12th grade. From there, you're going to start working with your manuscript, okay? So this is where you can enable your digital rights management and to protect, your copyright, to protect your book. You can also upload your manuscript here. This, again, you want to upload, if you're doing a paperback, a PDF. If you're doing an ebook, you can do things like a PDF, but you can also download Kindle's publishing format. So, they actually have their own Kindle creator, in a sense, which you can download. I'll put a link in the description below. It's called Kindle Create. You can see that right here. And this just makes it way easier to download your Kindle ebook when people buy it. Here you can upload your book cover. This is really a simple process. If you already have your book cover, you can just click upload cover file. Otherwise, if you don't already, you can use the cover creator tool. This is the tool that I was talking about earlier. Super easy to use. They give you free templates. You just plug in your information, your title, your subtitle, things like that, and it will create the cover for you. So lots of different options here if you want to do it for free, or again, if you have a professional who you got, then you can use just to upload a cover you already have. Here is your previewer. The previewer is pretty cool. You just click Launch Previewer, and what it's going to do is basically show you your book. You can click through it and see everything that's in there. Really convenient to use and really helpful to find out if there are any issues in your book. It makes it feel like you're actually looking at the real thing. If you're doing a paperback, this is where you're going to need to enter your ISBN if you bought one from another company. Otherwise, for an ebook, you don't need one. Down here, you can choose to do KDP Select Enrollment. There are plenty of different promotional options that KDP has, so this is just one of them to reach more readers and earn more money. There are plenty of different options, so really read into these and get an understanding of how all these could help you, because for some people, they want to enroll in these. For others, they don't for different reasons. Territories, if you want your book sold worldwide, definitely use the all territories worldwide rights. If this is your work, or if you have all the rights to this book, go ahead and do this. It's really cool when you start getting sales from other countries. I'm in the United States, but I get sales from Italy and England and all these other places. It's really cool. Down here, you're going to choose your royalties and your pricing. This is really fun. So what you're going to do is choose if you want a 35% royalty or a 70% royalty. Seems like a no-brainer that you would want to take more royalties. However, there are minimums that you can choose. So if you're doing a 70% royalty on an ebook, for example, you have to do between $2.99 and $9.99 pricing. However, on a 35% royalty, that cost goes down. You can do a minimum of 99 cents for your book. So choose wisely there. And to help you make that decision, you can actually click View Service. This is a pretty cool tool that Amazon is pulling out, and it shows you your potential based on the book price. So the highest author earnings are when books are sold at $2.99. Here with this orange line, you can see the typical author earnings. And with this dotted line, you can see the number of books sold. So here's what's really cool is that, you can see if I price my book at $5.99, well, I can expect way less sales volume than if it were priced at $2.99 or at 99 cents. So this is a really easy way to help you realize what should I be selling my book for. Again, another promotional option from Amazon is the Kindle Matchbook, where people who bought a paperback version of your book can actually purchase the ebook at a lower price. So a lot of different options to consider enrolling in here. Also another one, Kindle Book Lending. So this is defaulted for some books, others it's not, and it allows people to. I think it's defaulted. You have to do this if you have a 70% royalty on your book. Otherwise, if you don't, then you have the option here. But basically, it allows people to share your ebook for a certain amount of time. I think it's 14 days right here. So pretty cool option there, help you drive more sales. And again, it can take up to 72 hours at the time of this video for your book to be published. And so once you're all done, right here, you just click to publish your book. And that is it for how to use Kindle Direct Publishing.
Once it's published, you have an option to advertise with Amazon Marketing Services. I highly recommend this, especially as a digital marketer, because the costs to advertise on Amazon are significantly lower than other websites right now. Basically, when someone searches words or phrases related to your book will show up in the results. So I'll put a link to ams.amazon.com in the description below. I hope this self-publishing tutorial was useful and that now you know how to self-publish on Amazon. Again, you can use these tips for any type of book, whether you want to self-publish a children's book, self-publish a comic book, or self-publish a poetry book. I used it to self-publish business books, and I had a great experience. Leave a comment below letting me know what other topics you want me to cover as it relates to any of your entrepreneurial ideas. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If this video helped you feel more comfortable with self-publishing, smash that like button. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below so I can get back to you. And if you want to join a community of millennials sharing the journey through business, money, and success, join the Commerce Combine by subscribing below. I post new videos every week, so if you want to be part of that, again, click subscribe. And also hit that notification bell so YouTube notifies you every time I put up a new video.